Start recording. Okay. So, can you guys tell me what was uh, the resources we have seen yesterday? Resources yesterday we have seen three resources. What are the name of those resources?
Shall we please start recording?
It's being recorded.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
Guys, I need answer. I mean, anybody can give the answer. Um, what all we have looked at the three resources yesterday. What are those three resources?
One is HTTP,
Okay,
and another one is we are creating one file, text file.
okay. So HTTP was not the resource. This was the resource name, but that also fine. The resource was three resources were first we have seen the package resource, second was the service resource, and third one was the template resource, which is file resource, right? So and HTTP was the resource name. So there could be Tomcat resource also if you want to install JDK. So JDK could be the resource name, but the resource was service resource, package resource, and template resource, right? Now tell me one thing. Where can we run OHI command? I mean, we have seen the chef client command, knife command, chef apply, chef solo. Where can we run OHI command? Or where we supposed to run the chef solo command? So OHI command can be run on anywhere. So OHI command just it's a collection of it's a collects the data, right? It collects the data, so it can be run anywhere. Okay, and why are we using Chef Solo right now? Okay, so Chef Solo, why we are using, because we don't have client server architecture set up yet. So our workstation is our node. So we don't need a separate Chef server because our workstation is our node. So we can directly write and apply on the node. So that's why we are using Chef Solo. So any question from yesterday's class? So just one more question. How does chef works? I mean, there are three modes of the chef, right? The workflow. What is that workflow exactly? So remember yesterday we have seen the workflow. It's like read, test, and repair. So first chef reads the configuration, then it tests it against local configuration whether it's right or wrong, or whatever you are mentioning in the chef configuration file whether that exists or not, and then it will repair it. So repair means if the configuration is not right or the configuration doesn't exist, it will apply that configuration and make your node uh, in sync with your configuration, chef configuration, right? So yesterday we have seen the task and success criteria. Okay, can you guys? So I assume that everybody has gone through this, and you have set up the Apache server, right? Can you share me the link of your Apache web server? I would like to see the your customized message. So just want to check yesterday whatever we have done. you guys have gone through it, and you also have Apache up and running via Chef. So can you just guys give me the IP address, just like I have done this. Where's that? Where's mine? Okay, just like, right, you are able to see this hello world. I want to see the hello world page on your Apache web server. Can you guys keep sending me this IP address and link of your machine wherever you have executed? I would like to see that. I will type in here your IP and I'll see hello world or whatever. Maybe you must have given some other customized message, so I want to see that messages. Okay, it seems nobody has done it. Okay, fine. So I'll do one thing. Today I'll go. It seems the pace is pretty fast. You are not able to match up the speed the way we are going. So I'll do one thing. I'll go to the today's session. I'll keep today's session short, and tomorrow we are not going to have session. Tomorrow what we will do? I'll give you time today and tomorrow. Go ahead, apply all these changes, do hands-on, and tomorrow we'll come back. I'll tell you the time, and we will troubleshoot whatever problem you have. And I would really like to see your hands-on and see this page. Okay, so yesterday we have seen the task and criteria. The task was to web server configured and home page up and running. Success criteria, we can see the home page in the browser. Yes, we have done it. Now coming to the next topic, which is attribute, right? What are the attributes? Attributes is nothing but, in a layman term, you can say those are the variables. Variables which we can use, right? So attributes can be set by a chef to change the current node of state. Okay, whenever you run the chef command, doesn't matter it's a chef client, chef solo, or whatever, you set attributes in different files, and you can use it. You can manipulate your configuration according to the attributes. In fact, we will see today how the attributes is going to work, and how we will use the attribute, right? The attribute can be set in any level. So right now we have seen recipes and cookbooks. Soon we will see different roles, different environments. You can set the attributes in a many places, and according to the hierarchy, you should be able to use those attributes in a different way, in a different place. We will see that how to use it, right? So how is the attribute syntax, right? As I told, it's all JSON. Whenever it comes with the data, it's a JSON formatting, right? So attribute is nothing but, it's a kind of, we will pass the attribute in a JSON formatting, right? So those are the hash and key and pair value, just like JSON. And the reference of the key is like, node is, let's say, our attribute name, and the value, if it's a host name, directly host name. It's a tree structure, then we have to specify the tree structure, right? The If you take the second one, node is the name. Okay, it's a kernel, not kernel. Okay, so kernel is a tag, and under that tag there is one more tag, machine, and we want value of that. For example, if I run oh hi command here, I'll tell you one just as example. Okay, so let's say I want wheel and git. So I can say node wheel git, right? So similar way, if I want a value 0, so this will give me the it will go to the wheel, it will go to the git, sorry, not, it will go to git and get me the value of git, which is 0, right? So this is how we are going to retrieve the variable. We are going to assign the variable like this. Okay, we'll do the hands-on on this. Similar way, kernel and machine. So kernel must be tag, under that machine must be one tag, and we are taking the value of kernel tag in machine, and whatever the value would be there, we would be getting it. So this is how the reference would work, right? Now let's take an example. Yesterday, wherever we left, we are going to start from the same place. Okay, let's play with attributes few here. So I'm going to add one more line in my index.html.erb, right? So this is my, okay. If I go to where chef cookbooks Apache templates, right? And here I see index.html.erb. Now I'm going to add one more point. One more. So this if we copy from the simple text or somewhere, this is how the garbage values we are going to get. Okay, okay. I'll explain you what exactly this is. Okay, so okay. So here's the thing. I said I'm mentioning as a string. My name is less than percentage sign equal to space node, and then in big bracket single quotes host name space percentage less than sign, right? First let me tell you where is the host name. Okay, uh, first let me run it, show what it's saying, and then I will explain you what exactly it is doing. Okay, so I'm going to apply. Okay, chef. I will explain you what exactly it is. Okay, says could not load constant. Oh, sorry. What we have? Sorry, we have at top level, right? So I have configuration change and I'm running it, right? Now you see a lot of things happen. It's up to date. Enable is up to date. Start is up to date. Template creation was up to date. Now it says index.html.erb. It has changed this one. Now let's see what exactly it says. Okay, what it's saying? The new text came. Are you able to see the new text? My name is chef oct 1, right? If you look at my configuration, what I had, sorry, not this one. What I had my name is and something. That something is replaced by chef opt one, right? From where it came. So host name is the variable, right? Host name is already set by Ohio. So remember, attributes. So here's the thing. This is a Ruby syntax. I told you, right? In Chef, we are going to use Ruby just to assign the variable and retrieve the variable, right? So this particular line is a Ruby code, Ruby syntax to retrieve the data. Now, how does it know where to start the Ruby code? So this less than and percentages sign says, hey, I'm going to start a Ruby code, right? This less than and percentages sign to the chef telling you, hey, this is the Ruby code. Now I'm starting the Ruby code, and percentage and greater than sign. There you are saying I'm ending the Ruby code, right? So between less than percentage and greater than percentage, sorry, percentage greater than, between that, whatever is written is a Ruby code and treat it as a Ruby code. Now, in Ruby code, this is the way to evaluate the value of anything, right? So this is a variable and we are getting the value of the variable to the Ruby code. So this completely equal to sign space node big bracket single quote host name single quote and big bracket close. This is a format of Ruby to retrieve some variable, right? That's it. Ruby ends over here. Now what is the node and host name? I told you, right? So in that you see, right, we how we refresh the attributes in the chef is like, node, you say node and then in that you say the value. Fine. Now you are saying node and the value, but from where this value is coming, this is very important to know. From the where the host name is coming, right? We haven't set the host name, right? We haven't set the host name. From where it's getting the value host name, I'll tell you. From host name it's getting, this is the host name, right? If I do host name, it's showing host name is chef hyphen opt hyphen one. But again, how chef is knowing this is the host name? Because this is supposed to be the variable, right? Variable. It's but right now I just pasted the command. Okay. Now let's see the OHI. Right? Remember, what is OHI? OHI, what is the functionality of OHI? OHI functionality of OHI is to collect all the data related to your node. Wherever you are running OHI command, it runs background and it whenever you run any chef command, OHI runs background and it collects all the data about it, about your node. So if you run OHI, I'm just going to run it right now. Lot of data, but I'll trim it down to, and I'll pass it to slash temp and some file, right? Now if I open slash temp and I will see the all the OHI data, right? And here you see, 1 minute guys. Sorry guys, yeah. So if I say host name, right, I get the host name over here, right? So OHI collects the data from your machine, right? It collects all the data from your machine and it passes those data to Chef, and Chef retrieves those data in form of variable. So this is all variable and attributes defined by OHI, and by default we will be using those attributes which is defined by OHI. So OHI throws all this information, right? You can see all this data. So what exactly it is? Hostname is again a variable. If I go in top, okay, it's system hang. Okay, so OHI collects all the data and it sends it to the it sends it to the Chef, and Chef understand those data and make available in form of attributes or variables, right? For example, in the kernel name, if you say if I let's say if I change kernel and name, let's see what happens. One more will do. So kernel and name. If I change index.html.erb and I say, oh sorry, let's not change it. Okay, so now in next line what I'm saying I need a value of kernel and name, right? If I run this, okay, if I run this, okay, if I go back to my this one and if I see, it says my name is Linux, right? And if you look at this data which is given by OHI, it says value of kernel tag, under that name tag is the Linux, and that's what it displays. This way you can get anything which is defined by OHI, right? So by default, again I'll just go through the sequence. Whenever you run any chef command, OHI runs in background. OHI collects all the data or information about your node and it passes to the chef, and chef uses those data as a variable or attribute, and we can use those attributes via our chef configuration, and that is what we did. So via chef configuration, so via chef configuration, we are accessing here a value of hostname and value of tag kernel and name over here, and we are trying to display it. Less than percentage sign, greater than percentage sign says this is a Ruby syntax. And as I said, we chef is based on Ruby, so we are going to use only two things in the Ruby: assigning the variable and retrieving the variable. That's all. So here we are using a retrieving of the variable in the Ruby format. The variable and attribute was already set by OHI, and through the Ruby code we are using that those variables in our template file. So this is what exactly the syntax is to get the syntax of Ruby to get the variable, right? So here this is just one example of attribute, and it's a predefined attribute, right? It's a set by OHI attribute. We are not setting this attribute. It's a predefined set by OHI. So I would like to get the feedback. Any question on this? Hey Anup, you joined just now, right? I think you have missed a lot of things about attribute. Do you want me to go ahead, or do you want me to repeat in just 5 minutes again? Anup? Hey Anup, I think you just joined. You missed a lot of things about attribute. Do you want me to go ahead, or do you want me to recap in just 5 minutes for you? Anup, you're on mute.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah, Anup, tell me.
Sir, please repeat the question.
You're not audible, but I'll go ahead and I'll explain you what we have done today. And maybe after the class, you can stay back and I'll again go through it with you, right? So, in a short, in a quick summary, um, what we have done yesterday, we have. So, I hope you were yesterday in the class, right? Right, Anup?
No, I was in not in class yesterday.
Oh, you were not there in yesterday's class.
Yes, I was not there.
Oh, then you missed a lot of things. It's okay. Then I will after the class I will have talk.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay,
Actually,
okay.
right this project, I was waiting for the videos, but till now I didn't got any videos of last day.
It is there. It is there. Just refresh it. It is there. Others are able to see. You just refresh that directory. Maybe it's open since yesterday, but just refresh it. You will see the day two PPTs and videos.
Okay, okay,
Okay. I'll speak to you after the class. So, guys,
okay.
any question on attributes right now? Whatever we have done, retrieving of the attribute via OI command. Any question on it? Okay. So it seems no question. Okay. Uh, okay. Let's go ahead with the next. Right now, what we have done, we have retrieved the attributes which is set by OI command. Right? We have retrieved the attributes. But what if we have to customize the attribute? We have to add the attribute. We have to write the attribute. What is the way, right? We can set our own attribute. We can set our own attribute. We can retrieve our attribute and we can use it in our chef configuration, right? That also we can do. Now, so first, if we look at the attribute sources, right? The source of attribute, so attribute can be set in a multiple levels, right? First is automatically set by OHI, right? All the attributes which we have used so far, kernel name, host name, you can have anything, right? All those attributes were set by OHI, right? Now there are few attributes which is not yet set by OHI, but chef sets it. There are a couple of other attributes also, but those are like all comes under automatic attributes. Other than that, we can set our attributes in a different level. We can set our attributes in the recipe. We can set our attributes in cookbook. We can set our attribute in environment, in the role. There are a lot of other places, right? We can set our attribute according to the way we want, or the way the or whatever the need is, right? According to that, we can set our attribute. So how to set our attribute? Just like the way we retrieve our attribute, the same way we are going to set our attributes, right? So format is precedence, right? If you have seen the precedence, right now we were using node as a precedence, right? Node and then big bracket and some host name or two big brackets under that. We were using kernel and name or all those things. So same way we will be setting up attributes in a same fashion. So we have a default as precedence. There are other precedents also which we may look, like override attribute. So it's like something like, right, if what if you are setting host name as attribute, right? So OI also sets the attribute. Maybe you may also want to set the same attribute. So what will be the precedence? You can define that precedence. But right now we will keep as a default precedence. Right now we are not going to look into deep into the precedence. That's again it's a kind of advanced topic. But right now we will stick to the default precedence, right? After that, attribute name. Just like we have seen attribute name, our attribute name was earlier host name. We have used for attribute name as kernel and kernel and name, right? So similar way, let's we can set attributes similar way, default Apache dir, and then equal to an attribute value we have to define. So this is the way we set the attributes. It's the same way the way we retrieve the attributes, the same way we add the attributes. It's again it's in the JSON format, right? Now let's use it how to do it. Okay, now let's go to the example. I'm again coming out of my screen, and I hope you are able to see this, right? Okay,
Yes.
yeah, okay. So let's go to our default.rb. Okay, recipe, cd recipe.
Vishal, I have one question.
Yeah,
Right now we are writing these RB files, all the stuff in var slash chef cookbooks under this
yes,
directory,
yes,
right?
yes.
We can write our own directories as well.
Yes, you can write your own directory, but you have to define that own directory because chef, the default is var chef, right? But you have to define it,
Okay.
right? What is there. It's defined in solo.rb, which is like you can customize it. But don't worry, don't pay attention on this where we are writing. Just right now pay attention to what we are doing, because this is not the place which we are going to write. Once you get comfortable with chef recipe cookbooks, we are going to use client server architecture, and with client server architecture this is all going to be changed, the directory structure and all. So we are writing chef, where chef we can write in any other directory, anywhere we can write. But the idea right now running chef solo is to get understanding of chef solo, because the thing is, before we go ahead with the client server architecture, the proper enterprise architecture, I want you guys to understand how the chef works. Otherwise we'll be stuck with, like, the client server architecture and how that work, and the basics of chef will go away, right? So my idea behind this class is just to understand how the chef works. Just you have seen how resources works, how the templatization works, what are the resources, how to use it, how to run it, what is the run list, what all the attributes. Once you understand this concept, it's very easy to switch back to the client server architecture, right?
Okay, okay, got it. And one more thing, I have created one node in AWS,
Uh-huh.
Linux, Red Hat Linux. I have to work over there. I
Fine.
have to install
So,
that chef.
uh-huh.
I got two directories where I am typing where is the chef command. It's
Sorry,
showing
sorry.
I have typed where is chef command.
Uh-huh.
It's showing usr slash bin slash chef and slash opt slash chef dk slash bin. It's showing the two directories.
That's fine. I mean, maybe you already have Chef installed over there, and you again install Chef DK. That's fine. Just check. Don't check for the Chef. Chef is not a command. Chef could be a directory. Just check for Chef hyphen solo. Which Chef hyphen solo?
Okay.
or where is like whatever command you run, chef hyphen solo, search for chef hyphen solo, then you will get the exact command.
Fine. Okay. Yep. Thank
Okay.
you. Yep.
So run for the look for the command. If you just look for the chef, chef could be a directory. Chef is not a command. So if I look, if I see like chef, so there's no chef command. Always chef comes with like command like chef apply, chef client, chef shell, chef solo. There's no chef standalone command, right? The tool name is chef, but chef is not a command. So maybe the system is getting confused with chef directory or something else.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so
Thanks, Luca.
yeah. Any other question, guys? I mean, okay. Let's look at the default.rb, right? Oh, sorry. Okay. Now we have to create. Okay, okay, okay. Sorry. Now we have a recipe directory, right? We have templates directory. Now let's create an attribute directory to define the attributes. Right now, template is just like source of the file, right? Some you write some file over there and you can source that file. And the recipe is the exact Ruby file which chef is going to run. But how are you going to set the attributes, right? So let's create a directory as attribute. These are all static directory, right? These are all static directory. You cannot change it. You cannot change a template to template hyphen something, and chef is not going to read the template directory. It Everything is a static and standard in the chef. So if I'm creating a directory as attributes, these are the static directory attributes. Attributes, right? Okay, just one more thing. Can somebody tell me? Okay, I'll tell you one thing. Chef is always be executed as a root command, right? It, it always runs as a root command. Can somebody tell me why? Just a wild guess. I know I haven't told, but just a wild guess. Like why we need to run chef as a root?
Because it is a service, it's not for a particular user, it's for the systems or servers, but it's completely depend on the root's permissions.
Exactly, exactly, Anup, you're right. So in Chef, right, you can manage anything on the server. To manage anything on the server, you can do anything. In fact, you can create a user, you can create a directory and a root. So that is why it needs root permission. Without that, you cannot add a user. You cannot install the. Yesterday we have installed the Apache web server, right? Without root permission, you cannot install it. That's why Chef always runs as a root so that it gets a root permission to do whatever you are specifying. Thanks, Anu.
Yeah.
So we are in the attributes, right? Now I'll create attribute file, and the file name is default.rb. So I'm going to create only default, right? I'm not giving a specifying any name. We will always stick to the default.rb. So default.rb is again the default file name for this. Let's set some variable over here. Okay. Okay. So remember, in my previous PPT, we have mentioned how do we define the variable, right? We give default precedence. So right now we are going to precedence as a string. You can give attribute name in the big bracket in the tree structure, multiple tags or multiple tags also, and the attribute value. So we are here. We are using a default precedence. We are using attribute tag as a Apache. Under that, we are going to use tag greeting, and the value of those attributes are India. Right? Let's take example. I saved it. Okay. Now I have defined my default. Right? Now I have defined my attribute. Right? How I'm going to use the attribute. Let's take a look how we are going to use the attribute. So similar way, the way we are going to the way so retrieval of the attribute is not going to change, right? Because either OHI sets attributes internally, or we set attributes via our attribute directory. The attributes behavior would be same, the definition of attribute would be same, and the retrieval of the attribute would also be the same. So we are going to use same command to retrieve the attribute. Let's go to the template, right? In template we are going to use this one. Okay, let's say my new command is hello, and then comma space, okay, less than percentage sign. So I'm saying, hey, I'm starting the Ruby code, please. So we are telling chef, please read this as a Ruby code, and then equal to sign node apache greeting, and then a percentage greater than sign. So we are saying, hey, here ends our Ruby code, and then bang and h1, right? So this is, I'm retrieving the attribute from our file. Earlier two is retrieval of the attribute from the OHI internal chef command, and third one is the one which we are retrieving the way we have set in attributes, right? Let's go ahead and have a look at it. I'm going to run the chef solo again, right? So chef solo -j run.json. Okay. Now if you look at here, right, it says hello world was there, my name is chef, my name is Linux was there, and it's added h1 hello India, right? And if I go look to my web browser, it says hello India, right? Because in our template attributes directory in default.rb we have set our attribute as India, the greeting Apache, right? So sorry, Apache greeting, it's not, so it's Apache greeting we have set India, and Apache greeting we are retrieving in our template file, and we have used it over here. So this is the way we are going to retrieve the attributes. We are going to assign the attributes at various level. It doesn't matter it's a OHI or our customized attributes. We are going to use the attributes like this, right? Now I have some random questions for you. Just an example. It says the last line you say chef client finished 1/4 resources updated. Can somebody tell me what does this mean? One slash four resources updated. Can somebody guess what exactly is this? Okay, so resources you guys know, right? What are the resources? Resources we define in our recipe. There are three resources we have defined, right? Three resources were, first was a package resource, second was a service resource, and third one was a template resource. So it's supposed to say three resources, but here it says four resources. Why? Because it just doesn't count the resource as a resource, it counts their action also as a part of resource, right? So remember the service action, so service resource had two action, enable and start. So it is counting that action also as a part of resource, right? So it's not one-to-one matching to the resource which we write in recipe, but it's after compiling the cookbooks, whatever the conversion happens on the execution level, it's counting that as a resource. Now, why it's saying one resource updated? Because it has four resource. One is Apache installation, second Apache enable, third Apache start, or fourth template resource. Right now, in template resource, it says one resource updated because Apache was already installed, so it's up to date. Enable was up to date, start was up to date, but template was not up to date because template has an extra line added hello India, the greetings, right? So that has to be added. So it executed the template, others it left because it was already up to date. It didn't repair them, but it repaired our template with a new content, right? That's why it says one out of four resources updated. Let's see if I run again what it says. This time it says 0 out of 4 resources updated because everything was right, everything was proper. It chef doesn't need to repair anything. That is why it says 0 out of 4 resource updated, right? So this is how we read our uh, logs to understand what exactly it is, where we fail, and what all happens, right? So this is why. So what I am going to do now, since you guys are a little behind in that, hands-on, so I will not go ahead further in detail. I will stop here today, and I would really love you guys to go through uh, all the materials, all the exercise which we have done today, and I want you guys to get your Apache web server up and running with all these attributes, and then only we can move ahead. Otherwise, now next thing would be client server architecture, right? So before client server architecture, I want you guys to understand it, to have hands-on experience on what we have done so far. Then only it's worth to move ahead with the client server architecture. So what I am going to do today, I'm going to end here the proper session. I will take questions from you guys. Doubts, any doubts if you have, I'll take that. After that, tomorrow we will meet at the same time, or I will. 1 minute. 1 minute, guys. Sorry. So tomorrow we will meet. Tomorrow again, I am not going to cover any topic because tomorrow it's a today's assignment to go through all those things, run it, get it working. You can even play around with other modules, other packages. You can play around with attributes, whatever you want to do. You can do it. Tomorrow we will meet and I will go through any doubts, questions. I will have look at your assignments, what you guys have done, and then we will take a break on Sunday. That's a Sunday IST, like day after tomorrow morning. And from after that, again we will start. So I'll just give a break of 1 day so that again you guys can go ahead again and digest this properly because it's very important for you also to understand, and then we can start with client server architecture. Does this sound good? The plan sound good for you?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I will do one thing. I will drop an email to all of you about this plan also, so that we all will be in sync. So let's start the question answer. If you have any doubts, questions.
Yeah, I have questions.
Sure, sure, Anup. Yeah, tell me.
We are using the Ruby, no?
No,
Ruby scripts.
we are using Chef. Chef internally uses Ruby, and
Okay.
so we don't need to learn Ruby. We don't need to know the Ruby exactly. The only thing is Ruby is needed over here just to retrieve and assign the variable, assign the attributes. That's all.
Okay.
Other than that, we are not going to use Ruby.
Yes, yes, yes. And tell me about the chef solo and hyphen J option is there. So what is it doing in
Okay,
that hyphen
Anup,
J?
so let's wait for all these questions. I
Okay,
know
sorry,
you
sorry.
have a lot of questions
Okay,
because yesterday you were not there. So after this
sure.
session, I will go through the complete PPT with you, what we have done yesterday in a very quick way. then you can catch up, and tomorrow again you can go through it, and tomorrow we can sit. So just wait here.
Okay, okay, okay. Sorry.
All these questions I'll answer after this class. I'll sit with you.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Sorry.
Sure. Yeah. So guys, any other question?
I try to install the VirtualBox in my system. It's not working.
Sorry guys. What?
Yeah, Nagesh, then,
Yeah, Nagesh,
sorry.
tell me.
I try to install that VirtualBox in my system. It's not working. I think I got some problem.
No
That's why
problem. We
my
will fix it. Don't worry. So you will have to share the screen with me, and I'll see where is, like, it's behaving odd, and we'll fix it. Before that, any other question from anybody, so that I can just disconnect my session and I can start session with Nagesh to troubleshoot his issue. Um, Dasi, Prithvi, Sneha, any question from your side?
Mhm. Vishal, we also join. We want to see.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure, sure. That's fine.
Yeah.
1 minute. Okay, so Nagesh, I'll make you a presenter.
yeah.
Yeah, you are a presenter. You can show your screen. Yes, we are able to see.
Yeah, yesterday I tried to install so many times. It's showing one error. See my screen. Warning network interfaces like that.
So the feature reset your network connection, temporary disconnect from your network. Okay, proceed with installation. Let's see what happens.
Yesterday I tried so many times in Office, but it's not working. That's why I'm creating one node in that AWS and start working.
It's okay. Yeah, that's fine. No problem. Okay, 5.8. What do I have? Um,
I think I
yeah,
started
just to
from this
finish.
one.
Start the virtual
This
box
one.
now. Yeah, it's starting now, I think. Let's
Yeah,
wait. Yeah.
this is the one.
So just do one thing, create new one. Don't start this one. We'll create a new one. No, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Which one? I can't see
Linux.
this. Yeah. Linux.
Give the name, like Ubuntu one or something. Name doesn't matter. Yeah, select Ubuntu 64-bit.
I think here it is not showing anything related to system.
Okay. Okay, got it, got it. It's okay, 32-bit, fine. Go ahead. I think your Windows software is 32-bit, so that's why the virtual machine is showing all 32-bit, because your host operating system is 32-bit, so it may not support. That's fine. So go ahead, 32-bit. That's fine. No, not a problem.
It's 64-bit now. My operating system is 64-bit. It's showing clearly here.
Then why you have downloaded 32-bit virtual machine? Then it's
No,
okay.
I
Doesn't
downloaded.
matter. I mean, 32-bit, 62-bit doesn't matter. Just go ahead next.
It will run.
Yeah, give at least 1 GB. That's fine. Don't give too much.
No,
It
no,
will
no.
exhaust your own memory. Just 1 GB is more than enough. Fine.
Okay.
Yeah, just create. Yeah, yeah. Just it's okay. It's okay. No, 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 no. Create a virtual hard disk
Create.
now. Create.
Okay.
Yeah, VDI, VDI, VDI only. Yeah. No, no, next.
Can I?
Don't go to expert mode. Next. Yeah, next. Yeah, next. Okay. Now, power on the chef. Start. Normal start. Okay. Okay. Now, no, 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 no. Wait, 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 wait.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, okay.
You have that yellow and green arrow and yellow folder, right? Click on that. Okay. Now you have downloaded the ISO image, right? Yeah.
This one.
So just
Yeah.
open it. Yeah. Yeah. Then start it. 1 minute. You have downloaded 64-bit, I guess. Okay. No, it may not work.
It's showing
Yeah.
this error.
Yeah.
Can I
So,
require?
so okay. So the ISO image yours is 64-bit ISO image, right? And your
Yeah.
virtual box is 32-bit. So it's not compatible. So either you download the 30 for 64-bit virtual machine, virtual box, or you download the 32-bit Ubuntu ISO image, and that should work,
I think.
right? You're getting to the point?
Yeah, yeah. Virtual box.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, I go to Linux host,
Yeah.
and then I downloaded this one Ubuntu first one.
No, no, VirtualBox is not Linux. No, 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 no. Wait, wait, wait. VirtualBox is not for Linux. Yours is a Windows machine, right?
Yeah. This
You
one.
so you should download the Windows.
This one, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Windows
First,
host.
first
Yeah.
one.
So Linux
Okay.
is if I am running a Linux on top of it, I want to install VirtualBox, then it's a different point.
How we know this is the 64 or 32 bit?
No, no, don't worry. So it will work over there. So it's like usually nowadays all operating system comes as a default 64-bit. So it has a 64-bit. Windows also comes with a 64-bit. So that's fine. I mean it's okay.
Okay.
So see, think in that way, right? 32-bit can run over 64-bit, but 64-bit cannot run over 32-bit, right?
Yeah, one thing Vishal, I downloaded from here only. It is a 64 bit or 32 bit. I don't know. That's why.
It's
That's
okay.
why it's.
It's okay. So you have downloaded from Linux host, right?
No, first I downloaded from Windows host. It's not working.
Okay, we will
That's why
see.
I'm going for Linux host.
No, no, Linux host will not work. Linux is not your operating system. Your base, the
Yeah.
host operating system has to be the matching one, the Windows host. It's okay. So you have
So
seen when I was showing Sneha or today morning, right? Uh,
yeah, yeah.
I was showing like how to install. Okay, no, that was yesterday's. Fine. Yeah, it was the right one, right?
I think this is the win.
It's okay. We'll see. Not sure. Okay. I will stop the recording. Otherwise, the recording